Hello, fellow junkies. It's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and today I'm presenting my first 6 months of 22 tag reviews. So I will post links to the individual YouTubes on each one of these tags in the comment section. So again, here's Winston, and he's in this cute little scene here with a bunch of trees, and I use the Arctic dye to create that background, again all on watercolor paper, but again really enjoyed doing this one. Tag number 2 is, I think, my favorite this year. That's that perspective butterfly with some stencils in the background and just that really nice sentiment on it. And I love the way the purple seam binding bow really brightens this up. Tag number 3 is not a tag, it's a book. Decided to go ahead and I pulled an Amazon shipping envelope and put it on a cereal box base. And you can see here I've got all kinds of pages on the inside. Again, I need to decorate this at some point, but there's some Tim Holtz paper in there. Again, I just thought this was really kind of fun to do. And then I lined it on the inside and I stitched it around the edges there. And you can see here that I have all sorts of different stamps. There's the professor. Again, this was just really kind of fun to make a recycled journal book out of. All right, the next tag is a Valentine's tag. So I used the typewriter die down there at the bottom and some paper dolls. The poor bride, her face keeps getting covered with the bow, but, and then some of the impresslets with the hearts and that doily, which I stained with coffee and the word love on it. So I love doing these. They're great decor for the different holidays. Next up is a industrial grunge one, so I use that. That really cooled me, and I forget which stamp set, but again, you can see the YouTube and see where they all came from. And again, I obviously die cut a bunch of gears, and then I sanded them off before applying them here. And I stitched around the outside. And here is the sentiment on a plank cutout, which is one of the Biggs dies. Just love this, just fun, loving industrial grunge things. And next up is this was a challenge to use a technique that you don't use very often, and for me, I forget to pull out my ephemera and layer it. So again, I decided to do the tag here with Gladys and just some different ephemera. You can see up there near the hanging hole at the top, I've got just some different ideology lace type looking stuff that I colored with alcohol ink. And again, all the deets are in the specific YouTube videos, and I will link to those. Next up is, this one was a contrast one. So again, the back is very grungy, got a lot of rust and rusty hinge and, just vintage photo type stamping and coloring in it. And then I've got that very bright bloom up there on the top, and that was used with, or cut out of ink smooshing that I did. So again, this one was like a contrast was the challenge. Next up, this is another one of my favorites. Those are my grandparents. That's Alois and Aggie. And what I did was I used that doily embossing folder there on the bottom and colored it, added some color. There's that frame, which I added the blooms there, which again, cut out of ink smooshed paper, added some buttons and, some lace, and just really enjoy that one. All right, next up is the box. This is another one that isn't a tag, obviously. This was the challenge was to recycle something. So I recycled a cigar box, and you can see my notes are still down there in the bottom. But I put a piece of Tim Holtz cardstock up there in the top. Love the colors. Use the Simply Plaid die and the perspective butterfly and the blossoms again. Just really like the way this one turned out. I painted the whole box in a turquoise color to start with, and then I die cut the create and put it up on a shadow. Next up is the In the Park one. So I got this bird die recently and I really liked it. And I had to really work to figure out how to make it look like a robin. The branches are cut out of a Biggs die. And again, I followed Stacy Hutchinson's suggestion for doing a nest by, just trimming a bunch of little tiny strips and adding some string in there. So again, I stenciled the back, it's a schmooshed background, and then I added the sun rays and a little bit of stamping there. All right, next up, this theme for this one was music. So you can see that the background is actually a music sheet for the song America, and I used one of the paper dolls and the flag and banner Biggs die cut there, and just some extra die cuts here. Used some of the foundry wax to color again the flagpole and some of the stars. And this is the last for this 6 months. This theme was in the middle. So I used, again, a bunch of stencils there in the background. You can see I used some of the embossing paste with the embossing glaze. I did that bow by dragging it through the yellow inks. I put the flowers on there and then decided I didn't like the detail, so I ended up taking a black marker and drawing around there, and then added the edges on the sentiment banner as well. And I did also edge these with some gold color foundry wax. Thought that was kind of fun. So again, this is the in the middle. So you'll have to watch because I'm doing more tags this year, and I'll do a parade at the end with a link to all of the YouTubes. And again, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox. My YouTube channel will have all of the instructional videos for these.